make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
Hi, guys. So today I wanted to talk about this Steve Bannon versus Elon Musk brouhaha.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
So, yeah, Steve Bannon has really got it in for Elon Musk. And he was recently interviewed by this Italian newspaper, and he really laid into Musk. I mean, there was like this huge tirade where he called Musk evil and sociopathic and racist, right? And everybody is talking about it, and people are picking sides. You're either Team Bannon or Team Musk, right? And so I'm just like, I'm kind of neutral, but I just think that, Steve Bannon's tirade against Musk is, and calling him evil and sociopathic and racist. I think it's less about principle on the part of Bannon and more about Bannon trying to consolidate his own waning influence within the MAGA movement, right? He claimed that Musk's rise undermines MAGA populism, but his own history of, enabling billionaires and elites like Musk is very clear. And he did this when it suited his agenda. And now that it no longer does, he has turned viciously on Musk. Um, Bannon's attacks, in my view, are not a moral stand, but more a desperate attempt by Bannon to reassert his relevance in a movement increasingly fractured by its own contradictions. So there's almost this like schism between Bannon's anti-immigrant, anti-elite rhetoric and Musk's pro-innovation, pro-certain types of immigration stance that exposes MAGA's inherent contradictions, in my view, right? The movement cannot simultaneously champion unregulated capitalism and embrace this isolationist populism without, frankly, tearing itself apart. Now, Musk's reliance on H-1B visas and global talent exemplifies the realities of a modern economy, while Bannon's regressive ideology, I think, is fundamentally, a fail out of the starting block because it's like regressive, right? It's like taking us back, like just undoing so much progress that has been made. I mean, Musk does the same in some ways as well, but I just think that, you know, Bannon's attacks are overblown here.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
That is not to say that Musk is without fault. I mean, that would be crazy. The man is fault ridden, okay? His cavalier attitude toward labor rights, his offhand dismissals of American workers, the way he just fires people, and, his sometimes flippant social media presence. I mean, his position on DEI raised valid concerns about his own commitment to equity and responsibility, right? I mean, he is scary, Mr. Musk is, I'm not saying no, but, I think his flaws pale in comparison to Bannon's explicit campaign to, in my view, undermine democracy and sow division, not just in, MAGA, but in the country and frankly in the world. I mean, some would say Musk is doing the same thing, but at least Musk is not pretending to be something that he isn't, while Bannon is suddenly trying to be this, oh, Musk is not giving blacks and Hispanics jobs. And, he doesn't care anything about blacks and Hispanics. So why is he even bringing that up? Only because it suits his argument now in trying to, quote unquote, blackball Musk and get him out of the MAGA, out of the White House, out of Trump's ear, you guys. The way I see it is that Bannon's ideology, it just represents a deliberate and dangerous effort to dismantle progress, to scapegoat immigrants, and foster division in the United States and, frankly, in the broader global community. His attacks on Musk is not innocent. I'm not saying Musk is innocent, but Bannon's attacks on Musk, in my view, are not about holding Musk accountable, right? They're about maintaining Bannon's grip on a movement he helped create, but that he no longer fully controls, right? Because he just doesn't have enough money the way Musk does, right? Musk's flaws are real, but I think his flaws stem more from, his apartheid indoctrination. It stems from privilege. It stems from detachment. It stems from, his own sort of emotional illiteracy. He doesn't have a very high emotional IQ, Musk. It's not an excuse, it's an observation, right? He lacks empathy. He lacks compassion. These are things that money can't buy, and an apartheid training cannot, give him, for anybody who doesn't look like him, whereas with Bannon, his whole, his flaws are, it just comes from this, calculated strategy to roll back civil rights and global cooperation, in my view.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
By the way, if you haven't yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, do take a moment now to hit that subscribe button. Help us out with the algorithms, okay? Give us a thumbs up, leave a nice, interesting, intelligent comment, okay, that we can actually publish, share our videos, and help us to, get into this, this game, this algorithmic game that everybody's kicking our butts on right now. We need your support, you guys. We need your support. We can't keep bringing you these amazing videos if you're not telling the algorithm that you love us. You got to hit that subscribe button right now. Anyway, listen. The battle between Bannon and Musk should serve as a warning about the dangers of MAGA populism in all its forms, in my view. Whether it's Bannon's authoritarian vision or Musk's tech bro elitism, both represent challenges to equity and justice, right? And don't talk to me about blind spots, because that's just an excuse, Elon.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
But at least, not to defend him, but Elon doesn't seem to hate all non-white people, only the black ones, Whereas with Bannon, it just seems to me it's just like everybody out, unless you are white MAGA nationalist, right? And so, one could argue that both are equally as dangerous. I'm not going to, sit here and debate that with you. You're probably right. But to me, I think that Bannon's ideology is far more dangerous because it seeks to actively undo decades of progress in favor of isolationism and white nationalism, right? So to recap, I think that, Bannon's unhinged attacks on Musk reveal more about Bannon's hypocrisy than they do about Musk's flaws, while Musk's reliance on global talent and tech elitism does raise legitimate questions, among other things that he stands for, like his anti-DEI stance, and I think his deeply rooted anti-Black stance, right? I do think that Bannon's obsession with undermining immigrants, fostering division, and perpetuating isolationist fantasies for the United States makes him a far greater threat to democracy and equity than Musk, if that can even be believed. I think the fractures within MAGA underscore the movement's inherent contradictions. It cannot champion unregulated capitalism while rejecting the global collaboration that fuels it. Musk, for all his faults, and he does have a lot, okay, represents a forward looking, albeit flawed vision of innovation, right? Bannon, on the other hand, he clings to a backward, exclusionary ideology that threatens to dismantle progress altogether. Okay? Let's be clear, you guys. This isn't a battle of good versus evil. But ounce for ounce, I do think Bannon's brand of calculated hate and division is far worse for America. It's far worse for America and for the world, for the entire global community, than Musk's technocratic detachment, right? Do I wish again that Musk would be less anti-black? Yes. I mean, I'm a black human, and so I'm just like, wow. Yeah, and I'm someone who actually used to really admire this man's, work and his, just his innovations and like, wow. But then when I realized what it's like a deeply rooted anti-black thing he has, I'm not so fascinated. But still, if I'm not going to pick a team. It's not Team Musk, Team Bannon, or anything like that, because I mean, someone like me has no place in either of their worldview for America. But I mean, I think that Bannon is far worse for America and his brand of white nationalism, his brand of populism, his brand of exclusion of everybody and isolationism for the United States. I think that's far worse than Musk's vision, even though Musk, in my view, I could be wrong about Musk, but it's just how he comes off. I mean, I do think he's anti-black. I think he's anti-black, you guys. Anyway, that's all for this one. As I said earlier, is if you haven't yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, we need your support. We need you to hit that subscribe button if you want more of these videos. I do many different types of videos. I talk about different subjects on this YouTube channel. I need your support. Hit that subscribe button right now.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.